What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Octagon Jordan. We are here to do the quickest recap of UFC 311. It was an epic card, an awesome card, a ton of fraud checks. A lot of people got their zero, got the O taken away. Someone's O has got to go, and that was last night. Peyton Talbot, fraud checked. Rinya Nakamura, fraud checked. Umar Nurmagomedov, not fraud checked. Great fight. Back and forth, but his O had to go. Let me show you what I'm working with. This was the parlay I hit at UFC 311. I did two parlays. I did this one, and I did a different one. I had Zach Reese in the second one. That one lost. This one fucking smacked! Bang! Boom! What? Let's go for that. Full power. Let's go for that. I'm here to take the victory home. Let's go for that. Yeah! That's right. I sent this to like 4 of my homies in the morning. One of them tailed it. One of them was very happy at postcard. The other homies were not happy. I got 2 texts. Fuck! God damn it, I should have tailed that with you. Fuck me. Good shit, man. Good for you. I cleared out my whole bankroll last night. My DraftKings account's at fucking 0. Hey, come on. The J Parlay. Fucking smack. Eileen Perez. Boom. Easy. I knew she had the momentum over Carol Hossa. Carol Hossa, she doesn't fight hard. She's strong. She's tough. She has good striking. No, perseverance. No urgency. No urgency out of Carol Hossa. Just stands there on the outside. She just gives these fights away, and I knew that. Grant Dawson, Diego Ferreira, obviously going to decision. Can't believe that was minus 150. Grant Dawson, yeah, he finished his last fight, but he's basically Merab Dvalishvili. Uses the cardio, uses the grappling. That was easy. Yuri Prohashka or Prohashkow. I just had a great sense for Yuri coming into this one. He looked in amazing shape. I loved his energy, shaving the head for the cancer survivor, the cancer patient, going through that. Just had great energy about him, and there was just an aura to Yuri Prohashka this week that I couldn't bet against him, and I bet an additional 100 in addition to this parlay on Yuri. And then the money maker, the big fucking stake, the big kahuna, Merab Dvalishvili to win by decision, plus 340. Also put $100 on that separately, so $100 on Yuri, $100 on Merab. The whole parlay smacks, 20 bones, 1,400 bones. Bang! Anyway, let's do the quickest recap of UFC 311. Rapid fire. Let's get into it. Let me take a drink. Here we go. It was a great card. Main event, very lackluster. So we all know what happened with Arman Tsarukyan pulling out. Weird situation. A lot of conspiracy theorists out there talking about it. I got my own kind of theories on it. Don't really believe Arman Tsarukyan. I think some things went on behind the scenes. I think maybe he just got cold feet. Maybe he... I really don't know. Maybe... who knows? But I think it was a weight-cutting issue, potentially. He knew he couldn't make the weight. He pretended, oh, my back, it tightened up. I had a pre-existing back injury. Well, it didn't look like it when you were dancing around on your head doing the spinneroonie for Nina Drama. Didn't look like you had any back injury. Going in the cryotherapy chamber, chiseled out of your goddamn mind, doing fucking ab rotations and, oblique workouts, whatever the hell you were doing. So I think it was a weight issue. I think he wasn't able to cut the weight. This whole back situation might have been a little bit of a cop-out. But anyway, Islam Makhachev against number 10, Renato Moicano. Now, Renato Moicano is no scrub. It's not like Islam's just getting a free win here. Renato Moicano was on a 4-fight winning streak, beat the likes of Benoit Saint-Denis, beat the shit out of him. Jalen Turner fucked his ass up at UFC 300. Drew Dober, no chance. Number 10 ranked, a veteran of the sport, 4-fight winning streak, had a whole training camp. This wasn't last noted of a Volkanovski situation where he comes in, beer belly, hasn't trained in months. Renato Moicano was training. He was training for a high-level, top 10 lightweight with a chance to potentially get a title shot. Beneil Dariush. Islam Makhachev proves that he's the number 1 pound for pound. Simple as that. Simple as that. He was too strong for Renato Moicano. He was too slick. He kind of baited Moicano into trying to stand up. The crowd was booing. Moicano tries to rush to his feet, and Islam Makhachev's Darce choke is just too quick, too fast, too powerful, and too much of a vice grip. I mean, it's like an anaconda wrapping around your throat. I mean, Anato Moicano tapped fast as shit. Patty Pimblett called it out on the line. He tapped so fucking quick. It was crazy. Dustin Poirier didn't even tap that quick in the 5th round, and Dustin went to sleep like a real man. But that's 2 Darce chokes in a row for Islam Makhachev. We've seen him use that choke before. It's his favorite choke. He gets the hand on the wrist, pulls up, straight vice, real quick under the shoulder, locks in the arm, and the opponent has no chance, no choice but to tap out. That's what happened to Renato Moicano. He had no chance. Wasn't even close. Got baited. He was outmatched. He wasn't as powerful. He wasn't as slick. He didn't have as many submissions in his arsenal. And he really had no chance in this matchup. Islam Makhachev gets it done. Most lightweight title defenses and title wins in lightweight history. Islam Makhachev, he's up there with the greats. I throw him in the bucket with Kamaru Usman. I put him above Khabib Nurmagomedov. I throw him up there with Anderson Silva, GSP. He's that fucking good. Merab Dvalishvili against Umar Nurmagomedov. This was a great fucking fight. Obviously, you guys just saw my bet slip. I had Merab Dvalishvili by decision. Also did another 100 on Merab by decision outside of the parlay. And I'm not going to lie, I was a little nervous. Merab dropped the first 2 rounds. I gave Umar round 1 and round 2, barely round 2. Umar won round 1 pretty cleanly, pretty obviously. I gave Umar round 2, although that one was very, very close. That was back and forth. Umar was just landing better strikes. Seemed a little bit more crisper with the techniques, had more kicks. Merab doesn't really kick at all. Umar had a lot of good kicks, a lot of good strikes. There wasn't many takedowns going on in the first 2 rounds. Umar was trying a couple. Merab shucked them all off. I think Merab tried a couple. Umar had great defense. His cardio was fine at this point. So he takes the first and the second round. Going into the 3rd round, I'm a little bit like, oh, God. I don't see Merab getting a finish here. The only way he can win this fight is if he wins round 3, round 4, round 5. And that's exactly what he fucking did. The machine. A fucking machine. What the fuck now? Technical difficulties. What now? What now? Guy's a fucking animal. His legs ripped open, infected out the fucking gooch, out the wazoo. Great terms to Umar Nurmagomedov. Merab just fought. He was looking for a vacation. Worst stylistic matchup, and Umar sucking wind in the 4th and 5th round. Merab is a beast, and he is a machine. Showboating to the crowd, going like this, doing this bullshit with the kicks, going like that, not getting taken down. Umar's on his back trying to do the hip drop tackle, and Merab just takes a step back and just an absolute fucking tank with it. You could see Umar Nurmagomedov taking deep breaths, winded, mouth open, movements were very labored. Merab, his chin held up in this one. He even cracked Umar in the 5th round, cracked him pretty good. If he had any sort of power whatsoever, he would have dropped Umar there. But Merab he's an alien. He's an alien. He won the last 3 rounds cleanly, easily, in my opinion. He was showboating. He was confident. He even touched up Umar with the striking in round 5. Touched his chin pretty good. I know Umar Nurmagomedov broke his hand, but I don't give a fuck about that. Dan Hooker broke his arm and still beat up Jalen Turner. Merab broke his hand against Petr Yan, still won that fight. So it means nothing. Umar Nurmagomedov was sucking wind in the 4th round and the 5th round, and he had nothing for Merab. So it sucks for Umar. Islam Makhachev really doesn't have that type of opponent at lightweight. Either did Khabib, really. Either does Ankalaev. Umar has to compete with this fucking alien guy, Merab Dvalishvili. So it's tough shit for Umar Nurmagomedov. Look good. Cardio, not even close to Merab. Merab's a veteran. Umar's obviously young. He'll be back. Yuri Prochazka, Jamal Hill. I mean, what more is there to say about this fight? Amazing fight. Great war between the two guys. Yuri Prochazka wins the first round, dropping Jamal Hill. Yuri's head movement looks a lot improved. He's dipping in, he's dipping out, he's setting traps, he's baiting Jamal Hill, and he's coming back with a two-piece counter. That's kind of how the finishing sequence in round 3 occurred. If you look at the, fan video from the fans, from the crowd, Yuri's kind of, head moving all over the place, kind of puts his head out there on a silver platter. Jamal takes a big, huge right hook at it, dips just out of the way, hits him with a left, and then comes back around with the counter right, drops Jamal Hill. And yeah, just amazing. Yuri Prochazka's head movement and defense looked incredibly improved. He still didn't really have the hands up. I know that he thinks that he had his hands up. That's what he said in his post-fight presser. I had my hands up. Fuck these guys. You didn't really have your hands up. The head movement was all over the place. I mean, he was ducking out of shots. You could kind of see Jamal Hill's shots coming a mile away. They're pretty telegraphed. When Jamal Hill started working the body in the second round, I thought that was some of his best work. He hit Yuri right in the solar plexus. You could see Yuri kind of tensed up and keeled over a little bit and kind of had to circle out of there, give himself a second. So when Jamal started really kind of divvying up the attacks and giving different variety of attacks, body, back up to the head, it was a little more successful for him. He had a lot of good calf kicks. He just didn't stick with it. He didn't do the Alex Pereira technique of really hammering the calf. He did it a few times, but it wasn't enough to hinder Yuri Prochazka. In the third round, Jamal Hill starts headhunting. I think that he thinks he's down 2-0, which is bad corner advice in my opinion. I thought it was clearly 1-1. I thought Jamal Hill won the second round. I thought his body work was cleaner in the second round. I know he had that eye poke. I think he should have got a point taken for that. Fuck these refs. But yeah, at the end of the day, Jamal Hill, he was too one-dimensional. Seemed like he got a little tired. Yuri Prochazka's defense much improved. He was in great shape, and he baits Jamal Hill, gets out of the way, hits him with a 1-2 counter, ground and pounds his fucking head in. Let me make sure everything's... Yep, okay. Jailton Almeida against Sergey Spivak. This was surprisingly entertaining. You got two heavyweight grapplers here. I thought it was going to be a complete snoozer. But no, Sergey Spivak comes out. He actually takes down Jailton Almeida. Jailton Almeida showed some more diverse striking in this one. Didn't just do the front kick straight to the double leg. Spivak actually gets the takedown. Spivak on top. Spivak on his back, looking to lock up the rear naked choke. But Jailton Almeida, stays calm. He's done jiu-jitsu. He knows what he's doing. He flips the hips. He gets on top. But then Spivak reverses again. Spivak's unleashing ground and pound, hits Almeida with some elbows. I'm like, oh, God, here we go. Curtis Blades all over again. Almeida's going to get fucked up. But it doesn't happen. Almeida flips it again, gets on top, and instead of being an absolute fucking pussy like he was against Derek Lewis, he decides to rain down ground and pound. Fuck the submissions. Fuck all that bullshit. If you have full mount, you got to fucking punish your opponent. And Jailton Almeida learned that. People are talking to him. They're giving him the right advice. His camp is teaching him properly. Love the improvements I saw from Jailton Almeida. Looked more mean out there. More punishing. More vicious. Didn't give a fuck about his opponent and beat his ass, and then the ref stepped in. Great performance by Jailton Almeida. Proud of him. If he keeps looking like this, vicious, ground and pound, hey, sign me up for the Jailton Almeida experience. Sign me the fuck up. RDR, Reiner de Ridder against Kevin Holland. I had RDR all week. I picked him on Tapology. I picked him on my predictions video. And for some reason, the night of the fights, I switched to Kevin Holland. MMA experts, MMA guru, Lucas Trace, all these guys convinced me that Kevin Holland was the way to go. I thought he was going to be faster. RDR, even though everyone was talking shit on RDR's performance against Gerald Meerschaert, I didn't think it was that bad of a performance. I thought it was a decent performance. He subbed the submission king, Gerald Meerschaert. Gerald Meerschaert has the most submissions in middleweight history in UFC, and RDR subbed him. Everyone's talking shit on his striking. RDR almost KO'd Gerald Meerschaert at the end of the first round. Knocked his block off, knocked him silly. So I feel like a complete idiot that I switched my pick last second to journeyman Kevin Holland. Oh, he's got great grappling, and he's a blah, blah. He does not have great grappling. His grappling fucking sucks. He's tiny for the middleweight division. He's not strong. His takedown defense is ass. He can easily be held down. He gets elbowed. He's too weak for this division. I saw it coming a mile away. I flipped my pick. It was dumb. It was stupid. But, hey, what can you do? Peyton Talbot gets exposed by Hani Barcelos. Peyton Talbot looked terrible. I mean, takedown defense was non-existent. I don't know what his game plan was in this one. Did he just think that he was just going to put on a boxing clinic similar to his last fight against Giannis Gamori? I think he was delusional enough to think this is going to go the same as the Giannis Gamori fight. No. When you get tape in the UFC, these guys are veterans, bro. Hani Barcelos has 24 fucking professional fights. He's been in there with the likes of Umar Nurmagomedov. He's been in there with Rob Font. He's been in there with, Quinones, a bunch of these guys. Guy's a veteran, a Brazilian wrestling champion or some bullshit. And Peyton Talbot's just walking forward, not even hips back, not even, knees bent like a Michael Chandler, just straight up like, I'm just going to box you. Rock 'em, sock 'em, fucking robots. It was pathetic. In the second round, I thought, okay, well, he knows Hani Barcelos' game plan at this point. He's not going to just, give up the takedown. He's probably going to be a little more, a little lower stance, hips back a little bit, maybe work the uppercut, maybe work the calf kicks, you know what I'm saying? Maybe get a takedown of his own. He was weaker than Hani Barcelos. I think he even did get a takedown of his own in the second or third round, but he was weaker, didn't scramble. He was too worried about looking cool in there. Oh, man, I'm so chill. Like, this guy's my back. Like, it's fine. Where's my nose ring and my blunts? And, like, give me my, like, splatter artwork. And let's go to painting with a twist. And I'll just paint something, man. I'll drink some wine. I'll do some dancing and shit. And KO this fool. And fuck this motherfucker. And, like, skater boy. I'm a skater guy. And, like, I wear Skechers and shit. Like, it's not going to work in the UFC, bro. You got to be fully fucking focused when you go up the ladder in the UFC. Look at Yuri Prochazka. You have to be focused. You can't be like, yeah, man, yeah, whatever. No. I want to see more urgency out of Peyton Talbot, better game plan, more well-roundedness, more energy, more, I want to be there type of bullshit. He just needs to show me more. Zachary Reese, Asmat Bukayev. Bukayev wins with back-of-the-head shots. Complete horseshit. I think he should be disqualified. I know that he hurt Zachary Reese before the back-of-the-head shots, but landed 3 vicious back-of-the-head shots, hooks right to the back of the head. This motherfucker should be disqualified. Looked like a tank. Drug test him. Zach Reese, again, has no fight IQ, going for arm bars, going for jiu-jitsu bullshit on the bottom. This is MMA, bro. You got a massive dude on top of you. He's going to elbow you. He's going to punch you in the back of the head, and the ref ain't going to do fuck all about it. Anyway, Bogdan Guskov, Billy Alicana. Billy Alicana blew his load. Hey, props to him. He took the fight. First round, didn't look scared. Took Bogdan Guskov's back. He was smiling the whole time like he was going to do anything. Didn't come close to any submissions. I mean, there was a moment where I was like, oh, my God, this guy's going to get the rear naked choke. Oh, man. But he's just so much weaker than Bogdan Guskov. You could see Bogdan Guskov looked like 2 Billy Alicanas out there. He looked like he ate Billy Alicana for dinner, spit him out, chewed him up, and then fucked his ass up. And that's what happened. But, hey, props to Billy Alicana. He took the fight, looked decent in the first round, good grappling. So, hey, it is what it is. But I had that one right. Grant Dawson, Carlos Diego Ferreira. Grant Dawson does what Grant Dawson does. Looked great out there. Great cardio. Looked strong. I thought, Diego Ferreira would have better scrambles, kind of similar to the Benil Dariush Diego Ferreira fight, Gregor Gillespie Diego Ferreira fight. A lot more scrambling in that. This one, he just looked frustrated. He looked like he didn't want to work that hard. Maybe the weight cut got to him. He just didn't have that much energy, or he just felt Grant Dawson's pressure and just kind of was like, it's not my night. Why fucking go balls out and just injure myself or get really tired or be super sore. It's kind of like he gave up. He felt Grant Dawson's pressure in the first round, the beginning of the second round, and he just kind of, gave up. But, hey, good win for Grant Dawson. He looked really strong out there. Chin, he got clipped with a couple shots. Chin looked improved. I'd love to see him move up the ranks. Early prelims. I already showed you my parlay. Eileen Perez comes through. I just thought, at first, I like Carol Hossa, but she never has any urgency. Never, ever has any urgency. I don't know if she thinks all these fights are 5-round fights, 6-round fights, 8-round fights. She's no volume, no urgency, and that's what I kind of was banking on with Eileen Perez. I know Eileen Perez is big, strong, likes to wrestle. Obviously, always has a lot of energy, doing the twerking and the dancing and jumps around, and I just thought that would be better optics for the ref, or for the judges, I should say. I thought that'd be better optics. She'd be working in wrestling, more scrambling, just more energy expenditure. Carol Hossa, she does what she does. She walks forward. She has decent striking. She's very tough. She just doesn't do enough in there. And when you get taken down and the striking's kind of close, you're going to lose. And she lost the first 2 rounds. Eileen Perez started getting battered in the 3rd round. Rosa was hitting the calf kick, the leg kick. She didn't use as much energy. Perez looked pretty tired. She looked pretty beat. Her leg was beat up. She was getting pushed up against the fence. But again, Carol Hossa just didn't have that killer mentality, that Jamal Hill type of mentality where, hey, I need to go out here and I got to KO this fucking bitch. Eileen Perez was up 2-0. She was tired. Her leg was hurting her, and Carol Hossa had no urgency, and it cost her. And it cost me a big old – well, it didn't cost me. It paid off for me in a big way because I got $1,400 with Eileen Perez. Rinya Nakamura, just extremely disappointing performance. Rinya Nakamura looked like a robot out there. Striking was terrible. Game plan was awful. Mooing Gafarov. I had respect for Gafarov coming off his last performance. He had a really good fight. I think it was like Nathaniel Wood or something like that. Against Kang Kung Ho. He just had a great performance against Kang Young Ko. So I respected Gafarov. I picked Nakamura. I thought it would be a tough fight. I know this was a step up. Nakamura was fighting like the Ultimate Fighter guy, Carlos Vera, and then couple other scrubs. So I knew this would be a step up for Nakamura. I knew Muin Gafarov was respectable, was a good fighter, well-rounded, was tenacious, had the ability to get wins in the UFC. I just didn't realize Rinya Nakamura was so one-dimensional, so robotic, rudimentary, just looked amateur-esque in there, to be honest. Kind of looked like a Bo Nickel, like super athletic guy, great wrestler, couple good one punches here and there, but just kind of, I don't know. Just it didn't flow. It wasn't a good flow to his offense, and it cost him. Gafarov landed some huge shots on him, way more powerful, faster. He just looked like he was flowing better. Nakamura was overthinking everything. What do I do here? What do I do here? It just didn't seem like it came natural to him. Gafarov was flowing. He was winging shots. He was connecting on shots. He was getting takedowns. Seemed like he had it the whole time. Ricky Tercios, Bernardo Sopage, just a war. I mean, what do you say? Ricky Tercios, every fight from Ricky Tercios is pretty much the same. Guy's got a great gas tank. He's a wild man. He's going to come out there, die on his shield. Yeah, I mean, this one pretty much went exactly how we thought. Bernardo Sopage, he has shown more promise, more potential than Ricky Tercios. He's got more fundamentals. He's got more danger. He's got more power. And he showed that in this fight. He hurt Ricky Tercios with some knees. He was landing better return shots. Tercios never gave up on himself. He was in the fight the whole time. Great heart, but, that's not going to be enough at this level. It's not going to be enough. So Sopage gets the win. Good for him. He looks like a good prospect. Not sure. I can see top 15. Not sure I see top 10. Doesn't look dangerous enough. Just, he's a good fighter, but I didn't really see any major splashes where I was like, whoa, keep an eye out for this guy. Tagir Olimbekov, Clayton Carpenter. This one was a good fight. Both guys look pretty good. Clayton Carpenter, again, just doesn't have the experience. Great athlete in there, but didn't really have a game plan. Was kind of just doing what, came natural to him, using his athletic gifts, trying to take down Tagir Olimbekov, trying to wing elbows, trying to wing ground and pound. He just didn't look like an experienced guy. Experience won this one. Tagir Olimbekov, he's got a great chin on him. He rode it out. He let Clayton Carpenter wing his shots, get tired. He reversed them. He had really good hip swivels to get on top of the grappling exchanges. Landed some good shots on Clayton, and he just really showed his experience here. Clayton, a beast, absolute athletic freak. I think if he can rein some stuff in, get a little more tactical, a little more strategic, I think he'll have a future, but this wasn't the fight for him. Tagir Olimbekov, too much of a veteran in there, and too slick for him. Yeah, I wouldn't mind putting Tagir in there with Pantoja. We know flyweight is hurting for contenders right now. I wouldn't hate Tagir Olimbekov against Alexandre Pantoja. I think that'd be a good fight. That'd be a 50-50 fight in my book. That's no walk in the park for Pantoja. So, hey, it is what it is. But, yeah. That's it for UFC 311, the quickest breakdown. Your boy hit a massive parlay, $1,400 off a $20 spot. Follow me, get the picks, the Okjay parlay. Your boy's shooting 68% on Tapology. And we got UFC Saudi Arabia coming up. The return of Israel at Adesanya. That's right, baby. Octagon Jordan be here with you guys the whole way. Maybe I'll stream that card. Like this video if you want me to stream the Saudi Arabia card. We can drink, we can take shots, answer some questions, smoke some guns together, whatever we want to do. Let's get after it. We're in full swing 2025. This is our year.